When I was young, I broke my leg on one of those evil palaces of wind energy at a convention. That's all the context you'll be getting. I know even less. And I don't remember anything about it. Aside from having to wear a walker, that's all I know from that moment. No struggle, no itching, no nothing. I don't even remember what I felt during that accident. No pain. What a funny word. I have a scar from that accident. It hasn't really bothered me, though usually the bone surprised me by making popcorn, which does no harm either, although it scares others. Okay, let's face it. Whether you love it, you hate it, you've at least heard of it. Pain. I'm sure you know what pain is. We've all had it. But at least let me remind you. The National Library of Medicine describes pain as a feeling of discomfort or stress in the body caused by external or internal physical stimulation. It's a universal feeling that all living beings experience, and it serves as a defense mechanism made by the nervous system to alert our bodies to stay safe, prompting us to take action to avoid further harm. And you won't notice it until your brain processes the information. And you can thank these pain receptors called nociceptors. They are located throughout the body, and they detect stimuli like high temperatures, pressure, or chemicals released from damaged tissue. When they activate, the receptors send chemicals called neurotransmitters to the brain, saying, "Uh-oh, you might want to check the basement. I think the rats are at it again. Also fetch me another cola while you're at it." By that I mean your brain tells your body to react. Depending on the case by which you feel pain, your muscles are triggered to rapidly get away from said harm. And this is instantaneous. Compared to injuries, the same thing happens with the brain, but instead it will release natural painkillers called endorphins to rapidly get away from said harm. Or it will tell your immune system to repair the damage. Now, pain is a subjective thing to talk about, by the way. It's not exclusive to external discomfort. And what I mean is that it's difficult. It's a pretty difficult thing to talk about because you cannot measure it, you cannot observe it, or compare it to others because it is a personal experience. I mean, sure, it goes for everyone, but there's a reason humans and other living beings respond to this stress differently. At least in humans, how one sees pain greatly depends on psychological factors, states, past experiences, and most importantly, individual perceptions. Everyone sees it differently, and no single treatment works for everyone. And this applies for emotional and physical and whatever other type of pain there is. So here I want to focus on the ugly child of that pain family. Because again, it's not exclusive to external discomfort, this pain. Your pal could cry at the Titanic, but you don't. You could cry at to a place in the world fades away, but your body doesn't get it, and it's all in the head. In a blog post in the Meg Foundation, Brooke Greenberg, a clinical psychology PhD student, shared her experience of her 10-year journey with chronic pain and 6 positive ways in which this has shaped her life. Her story demonstrates resilience and commitment to bringing down the shame surrounding chronic pain. Allow me to compare this to spice, at least the one with capsaicin. Spice is a food condiment that provides a burning, itchy feeling to your tongue. I cannot handle spice. Like, one time I ate a chiltepin on its own, and within 10 seconds I was already crying and drinking 2 boxes of milk because it was that spicy. But that's the thing. If spice hurts, then why do people like it? Why do people eat it? Since I don't eat spicy things, I cannot answer this question myself. But most of my family are spice consumers, especially my dad. He says it provides the uniqueness and originality of food. Wondering about it? I think no one likes spice at first. And I think it's only after you eat small amounts and slowly move to heavier quantities that you start actually liking it. And back to physical pain, spice at first is just that. You don't like it because it hurts. And we are taught from a very young age to not do certain things because they are bad or they will hurt you. But very few times are we given an explanation to it or why we believe such things. I mean, what's the morality to eating dirt? You gotta get curious every now and then, right? I mean, it smells good. And this is a problem I've only recently thought about because we are shown to not get hurt and avoid things that cause pain. Like, Absolutely no mentioning it, no talking about it. Damnatio memoriae, blasphemy, treason, heresy, hearsay. You're not given a chance to see it for yourself, and you'll never have your own view of pain because of what you were forced to believe when you were a child. And don't get me wrong, we are taught this as means of protection. It's important to avoid pain because it is crucial to our health and our survival. And the only way to accept its uncomfortable embrace is to just be happy about it. And what are you? A masochist is what you're thinking when the thought of getting hurt for joy comes up. Well, let me let you on a little secret. Do it for yourself. When I'm passionate about something, I do it because my brain told me, yo, this is so cool to think about and explore. You could, emphasis on could, look forward to seeing it again. I do that passion not for others, but for myself. I'm not working on an idea to please the greater masses, but for myself, because it's what makes me happy. The prime example of pain is, well, exercise. Whether you go to the gym or do a sport, you will get physically exhausted and even feel pain. I was, unwillingly, put into functional training, which is exercise on the whole body, including boxing as a sport. I didn't like it at first, and back then, which would be 3 years ago as of today, I never liked pain, ever. I complain a lot about it every single second. And every day, after one of these sessions, there would be a lasting pain in my body, but because I'm told that this is a good sign of improvement, I don't ask for any medicine to fight that struggle, and I just let it happen, no matter how bad it is. Unless it turns into chronic pain, then I do need some. My trainer usually reminds me that nobody's forcing you to improve, and you're not doing this because you will impress anybody, you're not surpassing anybody, you're doing a favor to your body and your mind. He also say, it will get to the point where your body will want to seek that thrill, that discipline, that stress that I was told to put on myself becomes passion. A thrill, again. And have you heard of the phrase, no pain, no gain? That sentence originally came from Benjamin Franklin in 1758, saying there are no gains without pains, though it became better known from Jane Fonda's aerobic videos in 1982, with the phrase that we all know today, no pain, no gain. As much of an overused term it is, it's the clearest example of dedication, and it means that the only way to improve or achieve success is through hard work, effort, and patience. It's commonly associated with exercise when it can be applied to anything in life. Getting stronger, getting healthier, it isn't just given, nor does it happen overnight. There's no magic pill that instantly makes you fit or the smartest person in the classroom. There's no hidden tutorial on how to decipher the meaning of life. You want to get your body healthy? Work for it. You want to get a passing grade? Study for it. You want to write a gut-wrenching, emotional moment for your story? You gotta feel it. This simply cannot be taught. It's only you can work for this. Think about it. How much do developers have to stumble and trip to complete a passion project? How often do filmmakers find issues and errors to be corrected? How much effort have your parents put into their work so you could be in appropriate conditions despite facing many hardships? And how many times were you confused? And how many questions did you get wrong on your trigonometry homework only to barely grasp a topic at the last second and being sufficient to pass the exam? No matter what happened, no matter how many struggles you had, you just keep moving forward, no matter how hard it was. And that is what pain taught me. And here I am talking about a really weird subject, all because of one man, my trainer. He's the reason I found this passion for pain in the first place. He opened the eyes that longed to analyze, no rhyme intended, and I want to thank him, Noé Salas, for the good he's done for not just my body, but my life. Pain showed me not only my physical capacities, but also the mental ability I underestimated for years. It taught me to be resilient, patient, see my limits, tolerate the very struggle I'm talking about, and reach out. Because what started as ignorance and complaints became a great tool at managing my emotions and knowing myself on a deeper level. You know pain will never leave your side. It'll be with us forever. But the best one can do is to at least acknowledge it and not treat it as a curse. So will you accept its tough embrace? Only you can decide that. Thank you.
Thank you.